Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the 24th, I believe, of November. Probably gonna just ramble a little bit in this one. Just a few things on my mind. First thing I want to say is, in the comment section of my last video, a watcher from India requested that I do a dream pop video. I'll try to. I'll mention some things that are under dream pop, I guess, that happen to be in my stack from listening. Just a couple things, and I'm just gonna ramble, whatever rises to the surface. Sometimes I need to do this, That's why I call my channel a Dear Diary type of channel. As much as it is me talking about music, I talk about what I feel like here. I want to remind you that my contest ends Monday. In other words, if you make a video on Monday and I see it on Monday, it will be eligible for the drawing. I'm giving away a copy of Dave Newhouse's Mount Mirage, Blue Dog's brand new CD. It's really pretty excellent. The more I listen to it, the more it grows on me. And I'm so glad that Dave is still making this kind of music and that this flavor still lives in music. The Canterbury Phil. Plus, two winners will each receive a copy of my album Murphy on vinyl. Blue and green vinyl is what it's on. I've really appreciated the contest entry so far. People are sharing their thoughts and feelings about the music, which is really basically the idea. Why music? Why this music? And just as I already knew and know, what music does for us is very individual. We try to share it with others, but we can't be for sure that they'll experience it the way that we did. But we want them to. So thanks for sharing your thoughts and feelings and music, people. Thank you. Along the lines of the request from a viewer in India for me to revisit my dream pop or shoegaze, to me those terms blend into each other, and the terms are kind of actually, after a while, kind of meaningless to me. Because when I look at what it is about what they call dream pop and shoegaze, what I like about it, I see the connection to what it is I like that goes all the way back to progressive rock music, all the way back to pop music in the 60s. So I don't have it to show you, but in my opinion, one of the first dream pop records that I would consider dream pop, because that's what it was to me. It was dreamy. I'd hear it on the radio. I was like, what is this? It's like popsicles, icicles. I forget who did that. Was that a 50s song or a 60s song? But see, for me, the idea of dream pop, when I think about it, that my head explodes. It is not this narrow genre that people like to define. Matter of fact, I just looked recently online at this timeline that someone had put together of dream pop, and there was quite a bit on there. I said, that sure didn't sound like dream pop to me. So it's all subjective to me. But a band that I was listening to last night, and it was inspired. Oh, I put it away already, damn it. Hold on. So the mention of dream pop last night, and then seeing a post online got me to thinking about, and so I played Cocteau Twins, Sunburst, and Snowblind, as well as Head Over Heels. Played both of these all the way through last night. This is definitely what they call dream pop, although it just has the aesthetic that I like. I don't have nearly all the Cocteau Twins albums. This is what I have by them on vinyl. Evangeline 12-inch. Love's Easy Tears. I just showed you these. Akia Guinea. I love these. Tiny Dynamine. They came together in an Echoes in a Shallow Bay. Love these and the graphics on them. Lullabies, 12-inch, fantastic. Let's go back further. The Spangle Maker. Peppermint Pig. I don't have Heaven or Las Vegas on vinyl. I have the CD. This is one of my favorites, Victorialand. Oh, this is just gorgeous. Truly dream pop. The Pink Opaque. Matter of fact, this was the very first compact disc that I ever bought. I don't have it anymore. It got stolen. House was broken into and it was stolen years ago. Treasure. I got Treasure. And Garlands. Wonderful band. Now, let me just go a little bit further here because it did bring up some thoughts, positive and negative, to be honest. If I can just be real honest. So, just give me a second now. Just about there. Okay. So, see, I'm talking a little bit about the dream pop now for you, friend, but I will do more. I have a bunch of what you call dream pop throughout my collection just because it's good music. It's just some of the best. They call it dream pop. Those terms. Anyway. So one of the thoughts I had was this, looking at that big list of all the dream pop records, was For Against. My friends from Lincoln, Nebraska, For Against, are featured, rightfully so, on that list. But I got a stick in my craw because we didn't sell that many records, but we're known about Digital Sex, and we played shows with For Against. Although we're not what you would call pure dream pop. There's dream pop on this mother that I wrote. I played it for you, but this music is published, so I would get a copyright notice about my own frickin' records. The law is ridiculous. So that was one of the things that it got me thinking about is, why can't, I'd like to be, I'd like to be remembered. I'd like to be included, and I think rightfully so deserve to be. And Digital Sex is dream pop. We played a bunch of shows with For Against. We were perfectly matched. Talk about a match, band-wise, locally. For Against and Digital Sex. So that's one thing I want to say about dream pop here. We ought to be included. Last thing I'll say is, I don't know what you call this, but to my ears, it fits the dream pop aesthetic, but it's not on the list that I could see. I believe they're from Canada, and I just have this promo. I don't have the actual graphics for the record, but Autour de Lucie, Faux Mouvement. Is that fake movement? This is gorgeous. Okay? Friend from India, if you happen to watch this, and you're looking for dream pop to find out about, there's a ton of it. But this is not listed as dream pop. But I'll bet you hear this, you're going to love this. It's just damn good. On the network label, I'm trying to look at the date. Sometime in the 90s. This was sometime in the 90s. This is wonderful. Autour de Lucie. Another band that I would put on the list, I don't remember if I saw them there, is the Heartthrobs. And I happen to have this out because I was playing it recently. Cleopatra Grip. The Heartthrobs. Excellent. Excellent. I have another single by them, I Wonder Why. This is sitting out. Do I have anything else sitting out? And recently I played Slowdive because this is one of my favorite bands of all time, Slowdive. So I was listening to this. That fits into the dream pop category. And this is sitting out. See, the music that fits into that aesthetic just agrees with me there's a lot about what they call dream pop that I just love and is right for me. So another band that I don't think of them in those terms, they're just one of the greatest bands from Britain to me, is the House of Love. Audience with the Mind, I was playing this recently. This band to me is still one of the best bands ever to come out of England. It's just me personally, but I rate these guys above Oasis and Pulp and Blur and all those guys. For me, okay? To my ears, this band is leaps and bounds above those other bands for what I'm listening for. So that's a little bit on that subject, and I will come back to it. I will, and when it's happening. I got to go social for a minute because it's on my mind. I haven't seen it yet, but supposedly the video that's been suppressed for a year up in Minneapolis or Minnesota of the cop shooting the young black kid to death, 16 shots. He was charged with murder, but that's on my mind. These things are on my mind because of who I am, because of the color of my skin, because of living in Nebraska, because every time I go out in public and do things, I'm reminded of the tense air that we live in, that is being, to me, it's being fomented on purpose. This edginess, everything's on lockdown. Everyone is hating on each other. Everyone is divided. Racism is at an all-time high. This is being perpetrated to us. I swear it's being done to us. And because when I interact with individuals, not just my friends and family, but I encounter a lot of really good people and people who want peace, people who want to come together. But our so-called leaders and people who are making money and profit off of chaos are not going to have peace. You know, you're going to destroy us for whatever reason beyond making money. There must be some reason why this madness goes on. We live in a world where the sun shines every day, and yet every day all we are told about is darkness. What is with that? And why is it not more people are just saying, hey, what the hell's going on here? And how do we get this bullshit to stop? That's where my mind is at. That's what's on my mind. You know, I could just go on forever, but that's what is on my mind. You know, living my life, trying to do what I can to get by and move forward. I cannot leave the radio on now because it's pure propaganda. There is no news. Everything is the beating of the war drum now. It's hysterical, insane, and unwise. We have some selfish, unwise people ruining our chances of pulling things together. Wasted words, maybe, but it's what's on my mind. It's what I want to talk to you about as much as I do music sometimes. Okay. For those that celebrate tomorrow, have a happy Thanksgiving. For those that are interested, you have until Monday to make a video and tell the world about music you think they should hear and why. Thank you.